Kind of off subject, what about the two states that decided to move their voting date forward, thinking that since they're big states that their voting would count, but if you...
Or Michigan moving theirs back again.
But if you move it forward, you automatically forfeit your vote, and it doesn't count for the preliminaries. Yeah. And now they're getting into a battle of our vote should count. Well, you shouldn't have moved it forward. It's part of the rules of doing it.
Well, no, Hillary wants to move forward. Obama doesn't.
No, these two states moved it forward. They've already voted and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And now Obama wasn't even on the ballot, number one. Only Hillary was on the ballot.
That's why Hillary's pushing for it to be done.
At first she was like, it doesn't matter, but now that they're so neck and neck, she's pushing for it. It's so stupid for the fact that the states knew and just thought that since they're big states that they would be able to keep their votes.
Yeah.
And now they're having this big battle, and they're trying to figure out who should pay for a revote. Candidates, they're putting all their money into a bunch of other shit.
Like advertising.
I sure as fuck am not going to pay for it.
As a taxpayer.
The fucking government of their state should do that because they're the ones that made the decision, thinking so stupidly, and now they're making us pay for it. Hell no.
You're still going to pay it if the governor they do it. Because it's not going to be this. It's not going to be this.
States pushed it forward? Which one?
Florida and
It was Michigan or something.
It was Michigan and Florida.
Yeah.
But
they had to move this back in June 6th. We wouldn't have to.
We don't have to, the governor's not going to pay for it. Florida's a heavily Republican state, so
it's just
care.
The individual taxpayers of each state that we would probably think would end up.
If it was really going to come down for the Democratic, it's going to be the Democratic caucus, which gets its funding from the government. We'd be paying for it. Yeah. The state itself doesn't have to, because if you look at Florida in itself, it's a heavily Republican state. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And
but it's number one, the government is fighting that that their vote doesn't count, but also there are people that are still fighting against it, that their vote doesn't count. We voted, we should count. Well, no, your state should have thought about that and expecting, since they're big states, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well,
Massachusetts is not technically a big state. They've got a lot of. Don't they have a lot of electoral votes?
No.
Electoral votes
I know
are
electoral votes
partially the number of people you had in your state.
Well, it's to the number of representatives you have.
Yeah, that's what
which is mostly, which goes off the Senate and the House of Representatives. So the more population have, the more representatives in the House you have.
The higher population your state has, the more electoral votes
you have at least 3, regardless of how many people you have in the state. Like Montana.
Well, and really, it's not.
It's 635 all total, isn't it?
It's not. It's not that.
Yes, 635.
It's not that their vote doesn't count.
535.
Because it doesn't. Because it doesn't count for
435 people in the House of Representatives. There's 100. And there's 100 in the Senate.
I can find out.
100 in the Senate, like 435 in the representatives.
We'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, I think it's 535 total votes.
I can't remember.
Which
Which
definitely makes sense.
We'll figure it out next time, and I'll let you know.
But you know, not to get back on that, but Spencer's a guy, man, a regular, normal guy. Yes, you're a role model. Yes, you're a political leader.
I don't know how much a role model is.
Well, yeah.
He was as a governor of a state. He was supposed to be.
There are some people that look up to those people.
Yeah.
You know, you and I, we don't look up to those fuckers.
Yeah.
But
what was that guy with his magic underwear? Everyone loved him. The young, like Mitt Romney or something like that, with his magic underwear. The Mormon who was running. Yeah.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. That's kind of scary. I've heard of it.
Mel, we love you, but you're freaking weird.
Your people.
Is she the one that left the party whenever I got there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
I saw a glimpse of like, what the hell was that?
but you know, these are people, and you kind of have to understand that he's not having a good marriage, and it's not like he can like divorce his wife. That's he's being a political candidate. They have to save up a lot of money to run for the next year.
Yeah. Because it costs about
A lot.
costs about a lot to run a political campaign.
And yeah, and if he's having to handle a divorce case in the middle of his term, well,
First of all, he's going to have a hell of a lot of other stuff on his mind, aside from his office and his candidacy, etc.
Well, he stepped down already.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
he's already stepped
he
down.
resigned after this whole thing came out,
Yeah.
but like,
Which is a smart move. So
hypothetically speaking, on your
Yeah.
topic, if he's going to divorce his wife, divorce her after he's out of office and not while he's in office or
But,
while he's running a you said, it takes a shitload of money to do that.
And
a
time.
shitload of time.
And you know, we've all been in bad relationships. We're not really getting along with our spouse or significant other.
No,
We will not elaborate
A
about that.
man has needs.
Yeah.
And so he went,
Oh, no.
maybe not to the best place for this, but he went to satisfy these needs.
Although
Practically
she
good.
better have been good if you spent $1,500 an hour on it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's not the first one either.
I
There's
better
five
be
others.
Happy ending with
Yeah.
that much money.
Some of them were making upwards of $5,500 an hour.
Yeah,
And it's an international business. They're in England and here.
yeah.
And possibly
Where do these
Canada.
whos come from? 'Cause I mean, you walk into downtown Dallas, you're seeing,
They're not
or
from downtown
go to a
Dallas.
truck stop and see all the prostitutes that are walking around.
I don't know, but see, you're
Very
comparing
high
these with
school
prostitutes who are sitting on the street. Again, this is a call girl service.
Yeah.
These are a lot of girls who are just going to college while they're doing this.
Looking for money.
Yeah, and this is.
But how do you end up
legitimate
getting to a
business.
$15,000,
1,500.
1,500, excuse me, an hour?
You love them long time.
And
I'm
that's
not saying they don't, you know, bump uglies. I'm just saying it's not prostitutes like when you think of a prostitute on a street corner. This is a call girl service where if someone tips a little bit extra, they might get some.
Yeah.
But how do you go from getting, say, 125 a night to
You
1,500?
find a call girl who's getting to you for 125 a night, you're set.
Well, an hour.
And
whatever,
tell me
but-
she's like Chris's sister.
Oh!
We show a picture, but
No,
there's
no,
kids
dude.
who watch this.
Camera will break.
Your computer screen will break.
Your hard drive will crash.
I don't want
And
to.
you will, it will,
Instantly.
the image will
Internet.
be burned into your retina.
I don't want to be sued by the FCC for brutality on a YouTube publication.
That's messed up.
Yeah, the internet will shut down permanently.
That makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
But you know these, these are just and he sought these needs. And I really don't blame him. Like if he was having a bad marriage, yes, he was trying to satisfy his needs. But then again,
Who was the other guy who got caught cheating on his wife?
Oh,
Was it McCain?
no.
no.
Giuliani used to have three separate marriages.
No, recently.
Oh, the guy,
Like just recently, like maybe a month ago.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The Democrats held it up.
yeah,
No, that was the guy who was taking pictures of the interns, the page
Yeah.
boys.
yeah. I know that one, and
I don't know. I thought he was.
one.
I thought there was another.
There was a guy that I think it was like Idaho or Montana or something. The guy had like gay sex in an airport bathroom or something like that.
It's Montana or Idaho.
Yeah, well,
What can you
Texas.
expect?
All right. Well, no one has any knowledge on the matter, so let's move
Yeah.
forward. You know,
Ignore me.
like I said,
And
maybe
it's
I'm just
fucking
being a little
tired.
bit lenient on the guy for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't blame the fact that he went out and had to set. Huh?
You seen a picture of the girl?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Very nice. But I don't blame him for going out and wanting, in the words of one Lewis Black, wanting not to go out and get his winky wet. I don't blame him for that. But
Awesome comedian.
what I kind of blamed him for was that he that wasn't kept behind closed doors, so to speak. You know what I mean? That had to end up
Technically, it
getting public
was. It was made public
by.
by
Not
people and looking at his expenditures.
That's the
Best ingredients I ever saw.
Because right now they're investigating if he's given money from the government, from the state, to pay for
Okay.
this, and that's what he's under investigating about. Because if he,
Well,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
given
given
it,
it. You would have taken it without.
yeah, well, yeah,
If you did that, then that's a problem.
yeah, because that's a federal charge. But
Yeah.
if he just did it himself,
That's the main issue right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you did it on his own, then that's not a problem.
Governor's supposed to be morally was upholding or whatever shit like that, but you know.
Hey,
Shit
you know,
happens.
you can't, you know, everyone's like says our leaders have to be morally correct. The fact is, they lie for a living. They're
Yeah.
lawyers who get
They
to sit in front of a
spin.
camera.
They
That's
spin,
just all they are.
they spin truths and stuff.
So, if you ever say you're a politician, you can't ever be morally correct.
Yeah.
Just from the get-go.
At least, if you're gonna do something, at least be honest about it. You know?
But
Be
we
honest
talk about
about it, tell-
politics.
tell
What
the
is
truth
seriously
about
honest in politics?
When Bill Clinton said I smoked, but I did not inhale. At least he didn't lie about actually taking a puff.
I know, right?